Since there were no cars on Split Pine, horses and golf carts only, people were much less concerned about their animals running afoul of a vehicle, so many cats wandered freely about town at all hours. And since I took the same route to work every morning, I got used to the usual suspects. Cinder lived 3 doors down from me, and while gray cats were exceptionally common on the island, she was the only one with a sparkly studded collar. Darkened pumpkins were on every doorstop and set of stairs I passed, their empty mouths seeming to laugh at me. Inflatable lawn ornaments that had seemed larger than life the night before now lay flattened and dormant on the ground. It was a little sad, honestly. When I walked home from the diner the previous night, everything had been aglow and the air filled with that chilly magic present only around Halloween. Now, everything just felt a little emptier. I pulled my fluffy plaid jacket more tightly around me and picked up my pace, eager to get inside the diner and start the ovens for the day. We'd had 2 brand new and crushingly expensive ovens installed over the summer, thanks to the ones Grampy had installed in the 50s, biting the dust. The added cost had set us way back in our expected earnings, so I was holding my breath that a last-day rush would nose us into the black. The Lucky Pie Diner had been around for over 70 years on the island, and had seen many other local institutions brought down by the volatile, seasonal nature of the trade. We had to make almost our full year's worth of income from May to October, something that a lot of businesses simply weren't able to accomplish. The diner was open year-round, serving locals daily through the off-season, but we certainly couldn't pay for all our expenses on what a handful of locals ate in the winter months. We were exceedingly lucky, no pun intended, to own the building outright, with the mortgage having long been paid off, but a mortgage wasn't the only thing required to keep the lights on and stove running. I reached Main Street, where a few other shop lights were glowing. Bruno Espinosa was obviously already at the general store, as all the lights inside were on, and Melody Sharp must have gotten to the post office early as well, since they didn't open until 9. But she often liked to get a head start on sorting the mail deliveries for the day. Lucky Pie Diner was at the very end of Main Street, right at the crossroads of Main and Harbor, and so close to the harbor that we had added a big outdoor patio a few years ago that extended out over the water. We'd left a few picnic tables out there for the last day, knowing some brave souls would ignore the chill in the air and eat their food al fresco. When it wasn't pitch black outside, the view from the diner was second to none. Split Pine was isolated, yes, but it was also close enough to the surrounding mainland that you could see the changing leaves on 3 sides of the island, while the 4th was a fairly oceanic vista looking out over Lake Huron. The diner had the best of both worlds, and people watchers could see the ferries and boats as they arrived into Split Pine Harbor. It also meant we were the first restaurant people saw when they got off the boat, which often meant they looked no farther for their first island meal, and it also inspired them to stop on their way out of town to take a pie or box of treats back to the mainland. Based on years of previous experience, I knew today was likely to be the busiest day of the year, and I had spent an enormous chunk of my Halloween night not partying, but making pies. Dozens and dozens of pies. While in an ideal world they'd all be going home fresh, the biggest seller for the final day of the year was our frozen pies, which visitors would load into their coolers and take home to keep on ice until they were ready for whatever big event merited a Lucky Pie Diner pie. I walked up